Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I have a very budget makeup haul. So I think all of the products I have are either the Primark own brand makeup line or Essence, which is a makeup line available from Wilkinsons. And then I do have another matte lipstick which was 99p from the 99p store, which I'll get to as well. I thought I would include it because it's a relatively new purchase and I do really like it. So I'm going to just start with the Essence stuff because that's what's closest. So let me just grab all of that. So the main reason for this haul was I wanted this highlighter, which is the Essence Strobing highlighter. This was £3 and I'd heard some really good things about this, and I'd looked in a few Wilkinsons stores and none of them had this in, so I think it's a relatively new release. So this is what the highlighter looks like, and it's just got an embossed kind of wave pattern on it, which I think is really pretty. So I'm just going to swatch this now. And again, I'm sorry if the quality on this video isn't that great. I'm having to use my phone instead of my normal camera. And this just seemed really smooth to swatch as well, so I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of that. And then when I saw that, I saw two blushes. I do have one Essence blush at the moment. These were both £1 and I really like it. Because what I like about these blushes is they're very neutral, and obviously I'm very fair. I do struggle to find certain products that will match my skin tone. So the first one I got was the Essence Satin Touch blush, and this is in the shade 30 Satin Bronze. This one does look more like a bronzer, so even as a blush, I don't know how much use I would get out of it, but if not, I'll use it as a bronzer. And again, this has another embossed pattern on it. So I like that even though these are budget brands, they kind of made an effort with the actual look of the product. So that's what that swatch is like. Again, I don't know if I will use it as a blush, but if not, I will definitely use it as a bronzer. And that was £1. I don't know if I said that. And the next one I got was the Essence Matte Touch blush, and this is in the shade 30 Rose Me Up, and this has another embossed pattern on it. So I'm assuming the matte blushes have that pattern, whereas the satin one, which is this one here, has a different pattern. And they did have a lot more darker blushes as well if you are a darker skin tone, and that's what that one swatch is like. It seems a lot cooler than the satin blush, and this one does seem like much more of a blush. I'll just swatch it next to the satin one as well. So this is the satin blush and this is the matte blush. So those were the face products that I got from Essence, but I did want to include these. These aren't new, but I've had, well, they're not new to me, but I've had these for several months, and these are their eyeshadow palettes, and these are absolutely amazing. These are £4 each, and I believe there's about 4 of these palettes. There's a grey toned one, which I didn't get because I don't really wear smoky shadows, and then there was also I think it's called the neutral palette, but this one, the bronze palette, is basically the same thing, only shimmery. So I really like shimmery shadows, so I got this one, and that's what that looks like. And the shadows in this are so pigmented. So for £4 you get 8 shadows, so it's a really good deal. So I'm just going to swatch a few for you. These are so pigmented and buttery to apply. I've been wearing this palette basically every day as my eyeshadow look, and I know the sun's coming in a bit there, but that's what those shadows look like. So I'd say if you have to get one, definitely get the bronze palette, or if you're not a massive fan of shimmers, the neutral one's probably your best bet, which I don't have because it was a pretty palette, but I was like, I'm always going to reach for this one, so there was no point in me having the both. But I will show you this other one as well that I've been using a fair bit as well. This is the Roses palette, and these are much more purpley toned and cool toned shadows. So again, I'll just swatch a few of these, and it's exactly the same formula as the bronze palette, and that's what those swatch like as well. So again, they're really pigmented and easy to apply, and I think these are probably one of the best kind of high street palettes that I've found, and for the price they're just a really good deal. So even though they're not new, I thought I would mention them whilst I'm talking about this brand. And then I got 2 lip products from Essence, and I hadn't seen these before, and they do say they're new, so I guess they are a relatively new launch. So this is the Colour and Care lipstick, and this is in the shade number 3 Life's My Runway, and the formula of this basically reminded me of the Revlon lip butters, and this was the only colour that kind of appealed to me. So that's what that one looks like, and this was £2.50 because I've been wearing matte lipsticks a lot lately, but when you wear them every day your lips do get quite dry, so I wanted more of a cream kind of lipstick alternative, I guess you would say. So that's what that one looks like. So really good for the money. And then speaking of matte lipsticks, I did get another one. I believe this was £2 as well, and this is in the shade 2. It doesn't actually have a name, and that's what that one looks like. So it's just another kind of neutral toned lipstick, because you can't have enough neutral toned lipsticks obviously. I'm going to move on to the kind of, I guess, product that doesn't fall into a brand category because I've only got the one. And I saw Soph Does Nails do a video on all of the new Poundland makeup, and one thing that she mentioned and really raved about was this, and this is the Makeup Gallery Pout Matters matte lipstick. It doesn't have a shade name or number, but it is basically just the beige one. This is probably the best matte lipstick I've ever used, and it was 99p. So it's just obviously a very creamy beige colour, and that's what that swatch is like there. It's so pigmented and so smooth to apply, and this is the only matte lipstick I've got that doesn't dry out your lips even remotely. Like, I love my Kylie lip kits, but even those can be quite dry and after a while, especially when you're wearing them day after day. But this one is just amazing. I wish they did more colours. They have, I think, like a berry tone and a very red toned one, but they wouldn't suit me, so I just got this one. And so for 99p, I think it's, you know, an amazing product. It was really hard for me to track this down. I did look in a couple of shops, so I think they are quite hard to find at the moment because they are quite new. But I would, out of everything in this haul, I think if you have to get one thing, get this. And then another matte liquid lipstick I got, which is the one I'm wearing today. This is from the Primark makeup line, and this is the PS Super Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Kim. So I'm assuming it's meant to be after Kim Kardashian. And this was £2.50. And I got this because I have a lot of matte lipsticks, but I don't have any kind of pinky, real nude pinky colours. I do have Kylie Jenner's Cocoa K, but even that is quite dark. It's not a true nude on me. So this is basically what I wanted Cocoa K to be. One thing that I don't like about this is the wand. It is quite long and it is quite hard to apply the product, but other than that, it's a really good lipstick. So that's that one right at the end there. But I really like this. It is quite hard for me to find pink tone lipsticks that work for me, so I'm really happy that I found that. And then the last two Primark products I got. So the first thing I got was this CC concealer, which is to correct dark under eye circles. Miss Budget Beauty did a video on all of the new Primark products, so this is basically what caused me to buy this, and this was £3. I used it today, and at the moment I can't really form much of an opinion on it. I don't know whether I love it or hate it. It was nice to blend in, but I don't know how much coverage it actually gave me. Thankfully today I didn't have too much dark circles under my eyes, but on a bad day it's probably the best day to test this. One thing I will say about this is it is a lot more purple than I thought it would be, but luckily it does blend into the skin really well, so it doesn't leave anything behind. In terms of actually how much coverage it gives you, I'm not too sure, so I probably need to try it out for a bit longer. And then the last product I got is the Perfect Glow Primer, and this was £3 again, and I got this because my favourite primer, which is this one here from L'Oreal, this is the Lumi Magic. It's just called the Pure Light Primer. This is an amazing primer, but this is, I think, £10–11, and you only get 20ml of product in here, so I don't think this is going to last very long. And this is kind of the same sort of thing where it's an illuminating primer, and this is 30ml and it's only £3, so I thought if this would work, it would be a really good replacement for this one. I've again used this today, and again I can't really give a full opinion on it yet. It did seem very thick to apply, and it was quite hard to work into the skin at first, so if I was to actually swatch this, it does come out quite thick. It's even quite hard to get it out of the tube itself. So that's what that looks like there, and that's it blended in, but it does leave a nice glow to the skin, which is what I wanted after you have blended it in. So I'm gonna need to try it out for a bit longer to see if it will replace this. I think even if it worked, I'm not gonna like it as much as this, but like I said, I think this is probably only going to last me a couple more uses before it runs out. But having said that, you only need the smallest amount of this, so I don't really know in comparison which will last longer, but that was the reason that I got that primer. And again, I got that on recommendation of Miss Budget Beauty. So that was my kind of budget makeup haul. I don't think anything in this haul costs more than £4, so if you're looking for some affordable products, I would really recommend these. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.